Hi, I'm here to talk about Mortal Kombat X here on Connected Digital World.
So, thank you for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us your role?
Sure. My name's Hans Lowe. I'm the senior producer on Mortal Kombat X.
So, tell us a little bit about Mortal Kombat X. What makes it different to the previous games?
Well, the main thing is, really in terms of story, it takes place 25 years after the events of our last Mortal Kombat installment. But the main thing here is that, because it happens 25 years, we're actually going into a whole new area that we've never really explored. We're actually getting into new territory for Mortal Kombat lore. So that's kind of exciting for us, which also gives us the opportunity to, come out not only with a new story, but also introduce new characters as well.
Okay. So, this is obviously the first next-gen Mortal Kombat game. What has next-gen, or current-gen as it is now, given you the ability to do that obviously you couldn't do previously that you've always wanted to do?
Well, I think, obviously the visuals is probably the most obvious thing you'll see. We've definitely bumped up the visuals tremendously. I think this is probably our best looking game today. Again, with the visuals, that also includes with how we deal with fatalities. Fatalities, we're able to do things that we weren't able to do in the past. So, for example, on previous Mortal Kombat games, we were pretty much structured in the sense that you're only allowed these 12 cuts, and however you arrange it, that's all you can do. This time with the new technology, it's like, you can do a cut, you can punch a hole here, you can slice it. Pretty much, you want to just come up with whatever you want, and we'll see if we can make this happen or not. And that's pretty much, we're given that kind of freedom to really, explore and go beyond what we've done in the past. So that's another part of the technology in the sense that we can do things that we just in the past would hope we could have done, but wasn't possible. Now we can. So,
tell us about some of the new characters.
Well, like I said, 25 years in the future, so we have a whole new generation of fighters here. So some of the characters we've discussed today have been such as Cassie Cage. She's the daughter of Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade. So yes, they had a relationship, and she was the product of it. She has many of the capabilities or fight styles that are very similar or very that resemble her parents. So she's got certain moves that when she'll do, be like, I could totally see Johnny doing that move, or this is totally something that Sonya would do. So, and even her character personality is, taking bits and pieces. She's very much a straightforward, let's get things done like her mom. But every once in a while she'll have like a smart ass response, kind of like her dad. So, it's kind of like the best of both worlds, and we can't do that. We also have another character we call Kung Jin. Kung Jin is a descendant of Kung Lao, and with him, he's a little bit different from the other characters. He's kind of like, he grew up, in a environment where, he actually started out as a thief, and what happens there is he has a chance to kind of redeem himself, give himself he's given a second chance to, be a better person, to do the right thing, and in the story, you kind of get to see him, struggle with these ideas and trying to be a better person. So, he's a very different character in that sense. Then we also have another character, which is Takeda. Some people hear him being pronounced as Takeda. I prefer Takeda, that's me. But he is the descendant of Kenshi. So he's the son of Kenshi. But the thing here is, Kenshi, being who Kenshi is, very solitary and doing things on his own. He was never really around for him growing up. So what ended up happening is, as he was growing older, he was actually trained by the Shirai Ryu, which was headed up by Scorpion. So his fight moves actually had some semblance closer to Scorpion, but because he is Kenshi's son, he'll have some abilities that are, we'll say, family traits that will apply to him. And so that again gives him kind of a hybrid mix of the two characters and really allows you to kind of see some new things that you wouldn't expect before. So, and I think we have one more character. Let's see, I talked about Kunji, Kenshi. Oh, Jackie. I almost forgot Jackie. How can I forget about her? Jackie is the daughter of Jax. So Jackie Briggs, also part of a special forces group like her father, kind of has a daddy complex, let's say, in the sense that she's trying to prove something to her dad, as well as trying to prove something to herself. So she's very, very take action, a little bit over the board, gung-ho attitude. Of a character, but at the same time she shares some traits like her dad and fight style, but she's very much her own person.
Tell us about the Living Towers and how that's going to work.
Living Towers is actually something new. It's kind of built off the idea of the challenge tower. So like in the last Mortal Kombat, we had this huge tower with all these challenges you go through. We kind of took that idea and we kind of said, you know, how can we make this a little bit more interactive, a little bit more exciting? And so we've broken it up and put it online. So what it is, these living towers actually change. Some of these towers can change, you know, every few hours. Some will change every day. We may have ones that pop up for special events that only last for a couple days to celebrate, you know, maybe a holiday or some event. And these challenges will always change. They'll always change up. So it's to, you know, hopefully engage the player to come back and say, hey, what's new? What's different? Let me try it. And as you play, obviously, anything you do in these towers, you collect points, and these points will be added to your faction points. And again, hopefully helping your faction get to the top of that leaderboard so you can have the bragging rights over all the other factions saying, yeah, we kick ass, you guys got nothing on us. And so again, it helps build into that whole social environment.
Sub-Zero. You have eyes, but will not see. I will see you die.
Fight!
Get the rat! Get over here!
And there's a mobile game.
Yes, there is.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, I guess so.
Go on, you know
all
you
right,
want
all right.
to.
Yeah, you're right, I do want to. It's Mortal Kombat X on mobile, and basically what we've done is taking the fighting game, the characters and the environments that you see in the console version of the fighting game, and bringing it onto the mobile. We also leveraged a lot of the things we've learned working on games such as Injustice. So it's a game that's going to be similar in that respect, that it's going to be a hybrid fighting, card battling game. The moves are going to be very intuitive, similar to like Injustice, you know, 'cause again, we learned a lot from that game. You can be able to, you know, do swipes, you can do things that you normally would, but you can also do things such as X-rays. You can also have opportunities to do fatalities. So again, we're bringing a lot of that stuff in. Visually, if you ask me, I think it's probably our most impressive looking mobile game today. I mean, the graphics you see in that mobile game aren't what you would expect in a mobile game. It's very comparable to what you're seeing on the console. One of the things we also do is we have a new mode in it, which we call the ally system. And what that really does, again, it kind of goes back to the whole faction in the community idea. So what happens is, as part of your faction, you can have access to other members' characters. So you can actually pull one of their characters into your roster. So when you're doing your 3-on-3 battle, you have like a fourth character to sit there to help you out. So as you're playing, and let's say you need that little extra help, or you just want to rub it in, for that matter, if you're well ahead of your opponent, you can call in this strike, and they'll come in and they'll do a devastating amount of damage, and really kind of emphasize that, and then they get the job done and they jump right back out. And the beauty of it is, you know, as you're using these things, you're going to get points. But not only do you get points, the ally, the person who you got the card from, will also get points. So again, it's contributing back to the community. And the beauty of the whole game is obviously it's Mortal Kombat anywhere, anytime. So it's not like you're restricted to sit there and say, oh, I have to go home and play now. It's like, I'm sitting on the bus, I'm in the tube, I'm, you know, sitting at the airport waiting for a flight, you know, go down there, play a couple quick matches, you know, help boost your faction while you're at it. So.
Excellent. And you've got cross-platform unlock as part of that.
Yes, actually we do.
Explain how that works.
Thank you for bringing that up. You know,
thank you.
Because I would have been bad if I forgot. No, the cross unlocks is something that you can do between the two systems, and it goes both ways. So as you do certain things in the game, so whether you beat a challenge or pull off a special move or pull a fatality, or, you know, it'll vary what you can do, but they'll actually do is unlock items in the other direction. So, and it'll happen in real time. So it's not one of those things where you say, okay, I've done this on mobile, I've unlocked, you know, it said, oh great, I unlocked, you know, some coins, awesome. Now I'm gonna have to wait a couple hours or a day before it's gonna be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go straight to my console, boot it up, and then boom, right there, it tells you you've done it. Same thing with on the console, you're playing the game, you're playing a match, you defeat somebody, you know, by pulling a fatality, let's say, you know, you finished it. Tell you unlock something. You want to use, grab your mobile device, hop on there, you'll see a little icon on the bottom, say, there's something waiting for you. You tap it and say, ta-da, you've unlocked this. And so again, this is something to help engage. Again, the idea of community, and really let you play Mortal Kombat anywhere, anytime, in any way you want to.
Give us 5 reasons why people should play Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat kicks ass. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
That was 5. That was 5.
No, I think, in all honesty, I think the things that I think we do is, obviously we've really pushed the limits of the hardware. We're really visually on the console side. I think we've gotten this by far our best looking fighting game we've done ever. Story mode on it, I think we've taken it to a new level. You have your characters, you have great cinematic scenes, you have the fights in them, but we also integrated these interactive cinematic moments to kind of keep you involved, and you can kind of help direct the action in the story. So those are some of the things, the new characters, again, the mobile with the ally system. That's another thing I think is really fun and exciting that we haven't done before. And just in general, I think this whole system is much more well-rounded than we have in the past. Our online matches, we've definitely looked into that, and trying to work and have better matchmaking setups than we have in the past, because that was some of the things we've been criticized on. Again, it's a fighting game, so we aim for the 60 frames per second, the 60 hertz fighting mechanic, because that was a mandate. So it's going to be quick for players that are novices who it's easy to pick up. Even a novice can even pull off some pretty simple combos. But if you're going to be the hardcore guy, a bit more the professional, maybe esport kind of guy, we've got stuff in there that if you want to take the time to really learn it, to pull off some of these devastating combos, doing like 30% damage, they're there if you want to take the time to learn it. And I think we have something for everybody in the game. I think I gave you more than 5.
You did, so bonus points for you. Obviously, Mortal Kombat game wouldn't be a Mortal Kombat game without finishing moves. So tell us a little bit about some of the new ones that you can talk about without spoiling it.
Well, I think it's just in general, the system has improved. Like I've mentioned before, in the past, we were kind of limited by the technology. So what kind of things could we do to the characters was kind of like, okay, well, it's just another variation of what we've done, and like how, we can cut them up this way, we can make them explode that way. With the new system, we're actually able to do a lot more customized things. We can actually punch holes into it. Like you said, you may have seen like in today's demo, we showed you Johnny Cage's, where he actually opens up the guy's chest and sticks his head in there and does his little tribute to Jack Nicholson with the "Here's Johnny." So I mean, it really gives us freedom to really explore and try different things. So that's one of the really cool things. And I think some of the fatalities people have seen have been pretty exciting to watch, and there's more to come. And I think when the game comes out, people are going to be really excited and surprised by some of the ideas we've come up with.
Excellent. What's next for you guys then once this ships?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think right now we're just focusing on wrapping up the project, getting it out the door, so that we hit our April 14th date. Because if we don't, people are going to be upset at us. So that's the main thing right now, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Excellent. So obviously you mentioned April 14th. And what formats is it coming out on?
On April 14th, we'll have on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time today.
Anytime. Thank you.
Finish him! Get over here!
Thanks for watching. Why not subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the link on the screen now?